Good morning, greetings friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we want to hear from you. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let us help clear up the confusion around formulations or skincare products or particular ingredients you may have heard about or read about in the news. 844-236-6010 is our number today on The Bright Side, today and every day on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, you can go over to brightsideben.com and order products right off the website, also criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com. You can also sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team off the websites, or you can call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. And if you're interested in purchasing any of our Truth Treatment products, including our Retinol 5% Gel, Truth Serum, Truth Balm, or our Omega-6 Healing Cream, you can go over to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com, and order right off the website. All right, thanks for joining us on The Bright Side. We're talking essential fats, essential fatty acids, EFAs, if you like. They go by the names omega-3 and omega-6. They're both important. They're both essential. You need them both. Omega-3s are particularly important for the nervous system, for the brain, and for the eyes. They play a particularly important role in developing nervous systems, fetal nervous systems, infant nervous systems. They're found, omega-3 fats are found in breast milk. Omega-3 fats are the greatest gift a mother can give her baby, in the womb and postnatally, after birth. Omega-3s have a relaxing effect on the body, and they balance out omega-6s. Omega-6s have an inflammatory effect on the body. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Inflammation is an important part of the healing process. And the relationship between omega-3s and omega-6s is the same as the relationship, or can be thought of as a relationship, between anti-inflammation and inflammation. They balance each other out. Most of the essential fatty acids in our body are omega-6s. And they're especially found, the omega-6 fats are especially found in the membranes of cells. They're also used by the body to make hormones. And we've been talking about the relationship between essential fatty acids and endocannabinoids, your own natural marijuana, your own natural THC, your own natural tetrahydrocannabinoid. Endocannabinoids are unbelievably fascinating. I think it's... Why would we have the same chemical in our brains that is found in the marijuana plant? That is a tremendous mystery. Endocannabinoids have, as you would expect, have a relaxing effect on the body. They can be used for seizure disorders. They have an anti-seizure effect. They can be used for migraine headaches. They improve migraines. They support the immune system. They have anti-inflammatory effects. And endocannabinoids and the effects of endocannabinoids can be enhanced by your ultimate essential fatty acids, making sure you're getting your ultimate EFAs every day, several times a day. Deficiencies in your essential fatty acids, which are extremely common. In fact, I'd go so far as to say if you're not supplementing with your essential fatty acids, you're probably deficient. That's because it's hard to get these things from food. Deficiencies in EFAs will block the relaxing effect of your endocannabinoids. And this is one of the reasons why deficiencies in EFAs are associated with anxiety, associated with jitteriness, associated with insomnia. Supplementing with EFAs, getting on your ultimate EFAs can have a relaxing effect via supporting the activity of endocannabinoids. How much EFAs you need? The relationship between omega-3s and omega-6s, no one really knows. There's no consensus. And I don't really want to get into it too much, except to say you probably want anywhere from a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. That's 1 part omega-6 for every 1 part omega-3, all the way up to a 4-to-1 ratio, 4 parts omega-6 to 1 part omega-3. It's just difficult to know. Nobody knows. You just got to, take them and see how you feel. Get on your ultimate EFAs. That's one of the neat things about the ultimate EFAs and the ultimate EFA Plus. You'll get them balanced. You'll get your omega-6s and omega-3s balanced for you. Keep in mind, you're not getting these things from food. They're not found in food, really, and they're very unstable. So if you want to get your EFAs, if you want to make sure that you're getting the benefits of essential fatty acids, and there are tremendous benefits, especially for the skin, you got to supplement with these things. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night with your EFA capsules. If you use a liquid supplement, which is a little less convenient, although probably a little bit more cost-effective, make sure you keep your liquid essential fatty acids in the refrigerator. Make sure they're fresh and make sure they're kept in a dark bottle. This instability of essential fatty acids is super important, not just for supplements, not just EFA instability isn't just relevant to human health in terms of nutritional supplements. It's also relevant to human health in the body. Oxidation of essential fatty acids, and by the way, oxidation of fats equals rancidity. The word rancid is a colloquial term for oxidation. And rancid oils, as we said yesterday, or oxidized oils, will accelerate your oxidation. If you put an oxidized product on your skin, oxidation is contagious. You will be oxidizing faster. If you eat oxidized oils, you will be oxidized faster. This is what Dr. Wallach and other nutritionists are talking about when they say to stay away from oils, because oxidized oils will accelerate your oxidation. Oxidation of fats, rancidity of fats, is associated with cancer. The membrane of a cancer cell, the fatty component of the membrane of a cancer cell, is different from the fatty component of a healthy cell. So oxidation of fats in the cell itself is associated with disease. It's associated with cancer. It's associated with cell damage. It's associated with inflammation. Does that mean we should be avoiding oils? No, it does not mean we should be avoiding oils. It means we should be taking care of our oils. Refrigeration, darkness, and cold. And there's also fat-protecting nutrients, nutrients that protect supplements from the fats and supplements from going rancid, and nutrients that will protect your cell fats, your brain fats, your skin fats, your organ fats from going rancid. Phytonutrients, so-called flavonoids and carotenes, they will protect fats in the body and in oils. And then, none is more important. No nutrient is more important when it comes to stabilizing and protecting fats than vitamin E. I absolutely love vitamin E as a skincare professional. It's hard to come up with a vitamin that's more important for the skin than vitamin E, largely because of its ability to protect fats. The skin is a fatty organ. Vitamin E has the fat protection effects that vitamin E affords cells, the fat protection effects that vitamin E affords the brain, and supplements is also utilized by the skin, is also exploited or leveraged by the skin. Vitamin E, as we say, is the main stabilizing nutrient for your essential fatty acids, for your essential fatty acid-rich oils in nature. All the oils that contain omega-6s and omega-3s, grapeseed oil, pumpkin seed oil, wheat germ oil, whatever kind of oil you're using has vitamin E in it. Nature has donated vitamin E to these oils to protect these oils. Grain oils have vitamin E in them. Grain oils, by the way, aren't going to get you a heck of a lot of vitamin E, but the vitamin E in grain oils will protect the oils. You can't use necessarily grain oils as a source of vitamin E from a nutritional standpoint, but the vitamin E in the grain oils will protect the grain oils from going bad, from going rancid. It's very difficult to get vitamin E from food, and that's why it's so important to be on a vitamin E supplement, in my humble opinion. All right, you're listening to The Bright Side. We're going to talk about brain health and vitamin E when we come back from our break. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this. All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got lines open for you. 844-236-6010 is our number. If we left you on hold in the past, now is your opportunity to get on board. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended, including the Ultimate EFAs and Ultimate EFA Plus, you can purchase products right off our websites, criticalhealthnews.com, brightsideben.com, or pharmacistben.com, and you can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470. If you're interested in purchasing any of our Truth Treatment products, head over to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All right, so we're talking vitamin E, essential fats. They go together. Vitamin E is found in the same oils that you find essential fats. It's kind of one of the cool things about nature. You always find the protective nutrients in the same kinds of foods that have the protectee substances. So whenever nature needs to protect something, it'll put the two substances together. For example, wherever you find essential fatty acids, you also find essential fatty acid protecting substances. Wherever you find EFA-rich oils, or I should say EFA-rich oils will have vitamin E and have phytonutrients in them that protect the essential fatty acids. Same with sugar. The sugar plant contains all the nutrients you need to process sugar. Only human beings are silly enough to try to separate the two out. Only human beings will take the oil away from the vitamin E. And then you end up with a dead oil. Only human beings will take out separate the sugar from the B vitamins and the magnesium and the chromium that you need to process the sugar. And then use the pure essence of sugar in our foods. So nature is wise always, and that's the importance of whole foods. I hate that we have to supplement. We should be able to get everything we need from whole foods. That's the way nature works. I got a call on over the weekend from a gentleman who wanted to know about vitamin C. He said, isn't it true that vitamin C is not really a vitamin? There's some people going around talking about how vitamin C is not a vitamin because it doesn't have all the cofactors. Or I'm sorry, ascorbic acid is not a vitamin because it doesn't have all the cofactors. Well, it's true. Ascorbic acid from foods is way better than ascorbic acid in a supplement. The problem is it's not really found in the foods, at least in processed foods, at least in the foods that we're eating. So supplementation is a necessary evil, although in foods, whether you're talking about sugar, or whether you're talking about oils, or whether you're talking about fruits and vegetables, in foods you'll find all of the cofactors that support the nutrients, the cofactors that protect the nutrients, and whole foods are always the way to go. And then support your whole food intake with nutritional supplementation. When it comes to vitamin E, the major sources are going to be oils, grain oils. You'll get some in green leafy vegetables, chard, spinach, kale. Seeds and nuts are also good sources of vitamin E. Wheat germ oil. Wheat germ oil is probably, wheat germ oil and sunflower oil are probably nature's richest sources of vitamin E, but you're not going to really get very much. You might get 10 or 20 international units in a serving of even the most vitamin E dense food. But you need 40 times that much on a daily basis. You need 400 to 800 international units on a daily basis. For wound healing, you need even more than that. So if you're serious about getting enough vitamin E, like if you're serious about getting enough any nutrients, you got to make sure you're supplementing. Food's always the first thing to do to get the first substance to ingest to get your nutrients, but then you want to support that with supplementation. In terms of vitamin E, 400 IU a day is a good place to be, although many people take 800 IU. And if you're healing from a wound, you can take 1200 IU. There are different forms of vitamin E. We'll talk about that tomorrow. You've got the tocotrienols and the tocopherols, and you've got actually 8 different types of vitamin E. They're all helpful. They're all important. I recommend the mixed form that contains all 8 mixed tocopherols and mixed tocotrienols. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Vitamin E is your fertility vitamin. It protects the outside part of sperm cells and egg cells, which tend to be fatty. Most of the benefits of vitamin E, whether we're talking brain health benefits, which we'll mention here in a minute, or whether we're talking heart health benefits, which we'll talk about tomorrow, or eye health benefits, or anti-cancer benefits, or fertility benefits, have to do with its ability, vitamin E's ability, to protect the outside part of a cell, the cell membrane. Vitamin E also has a relaxing effect, as we said. It can be a helpful supplement for female health issues, for estrogen health issues. It has a balancing effect on estrogen if you're dealing with PMS or fibromyalgia or endometriosis or cysts or fibroids, all of which can be caused by imbalances in estrogen, make sure you're using 400 international units of vitamin E a day. For gestational diabetes, for the diabetes of pregnancy. In fact, one of vitamin E's very little known roles and very little appreciated roles is to protect the blood sugar system. Yes, vitamin E is important for helping protect against something called metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a complex of symptoms, including high blood pressure, liver disease, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cardiovascular health issues, obesity, skin problems, menstrual problems. These are all associated with metabolic syndrome, which is all associated with sugar. And vitamin E, as it turns out, can help protect you from all of these effects of metabolic syndrome and poor sugar control. Vitamin E is also wonderful for helping protect against muscle pain, post-workout muscle pain. If you're a gym rat or you're just starting a workout program, taking vitamin E when you come home from a workout or just getting on a vitamin E supplement can protect you from soreness and muscle pain that it can occur post-workout, especially if you're haven't been used to working out and you decide you're going to get on a program. A lot of folks start working out and overwork and end up getting sore. Well, guess what? Vitamin E, 400 international units a day, has wonderful anti-soreness and anti-muscle pain benefits. And vitamin E has lung protection benefits. Are you guys getting the idea how unbelievably important this thing is, this nutrient is? Vitamin E for smokers can help protect against lung cancer. It can protect against nerve pain issues. And no role of vitamin E is more important than its ability to protect nerve cells and to support brain health. This is a tremendously important vitamin, and remember, it's not found in a lot of foods. And even when it is found in foods, it's not found in high quantities. It's a must-have nutritional supplement. As far as the outside part of a cell goes, the cell membrane, which is essentially a little coating of fat, a little coating of oil that covers the cell. It's actually the brain of the cell. It's an information processor. It's composed of cholesterol and composed of essential fats. Well, vitamin E protects the cell membrane. It protects the cell's brain. It protects the brain of a cell. And it protects the brain of a human body as well. The cell membrane can be thought of as a transducer. It changes chemical energy. It changes chemical information from the environment into electrical energy inside a cell. That's called transduction. When you change the form of energy, you change chemical energy from the outside of a cell, electrical energy from the outside of a cell into chemical energy into the inside of a cell, or vice versa. And vitamin E protects this cell membrane transducing effect. Cell membrane is the brain of a cell. It's an information processor. And cancer is largely a cell membrane disease, so vitamin E is anti-cancer. And as far as the skin goes, vitamin E has a fat protection benefit that can protect the skin from sunburn. Lots of evidence, lots of studies talk about this from the journal Photochemistry and Photobiology. Evidence for the photoprotective effects of vitamin E. The antioxidant vitamin E may protect both animal and plant cell membranes from light-induced damage. That's the sun. Tell that to the next dermatologist who recommends slathering on a sunscreen. And by the way, the more sunscreen you use on your skin, the more vitamin E you need, because vitamin E protects you from the toxic effects of sunscreens too. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. Thank you for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find all the longevity products up at brightsideben.com, and to join the team link if you'd like to start a longevity business and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can do that off of brightsideben.com. You can also go to benfuchsarchives.com if you want to search any of our programs. And, of course, if you want to purchase any of our Truth Treatment products, you can go to truthtreatments.com. All right, so we're talking about vitamin E and estrogen. Hang tight if you're on hold. I just want to get to a couple of things here. Estrogen. Vitamin E is anti-estrogen. It blocks estrogen. And not only is this important for people dealing with so-called estrogen dominance syndrome, which is a condition where you can't lose weight and you have problems with your menstrual cycle, maybe infertility issues, blood pressure issues, or problems with blood clotting. All of these can be associated with excess estrogen. And vitamin E's estrogen blocking or estrogen antagonizing effects can benefit you for all of these issues, but also for cancer, for estrogen-dependent cancer. Vitamin E actually has anti-cancer benefits from the journal Molecular Pharmacology. This is a study that was published in 1999, July 1999. characterization of estrogen regulation. Conclusion, our findings provide the first evidence for a mechanism of estrogen to protect against various human disorders, including cancer. Cancer is not just a non-oxidation issue and a vitamin E issue, certainly, but using vitamin E can be protective. From the journal Nutrients, November 2011, we recommend that vitamin E can be used as a promising agent for breast cancer prevention and warrants further investigation. Interestingly, this particular article talks about gamma tocopherol, not alpha tocopherol, not the most popular kind of vitamin E, but the kind of vitamin E that's associated, or that's hard to find, that you only find in the so-called mixed tocopherol form. And you gotta find that at a health food store. That's a little bit more difficult to find than plain old alpha tocopherol. As far as the skin goes, and the eyes for that matter, vitamin E is protective against the skin, protective from solar damage to the skin and the eyes. That means if you're dealing with macular degeneration, you'll find vitamin E in most eye vitamins for that reason. If you want to see how powerful vitamin E is as a skin and eye protective supplement, or skin protective supplement mostly, take a bunch of vitamin E on a daily basis, 400 international units a day, for a couple of weeks, and then go out in the sun and notice how much longer it takes for you to burn. That's a real easy way to assess how effective vitamin E is for protecting fats, particularly in the skin, but also fats in the rest of the body, including the brain. This makes vitamin E one of the most important brain vitamins, especially if you're dealing with dementias or Parkinson's disease. In fact, that might be vitamin E's most spectacular role when it comes to health in the body, is protecting fats in the brain. If you have Parkinson's disease, vitamin E therapy is pretty much tried and true. From the journal Toxicology, 2003, July, vitamin E therapy in Parkinson's disease. Conclusion, chronic high-dose vitamin E dietary supplementation may serve as a successful therapeutic strategy for the prevention or treatment of Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease, horrible condition that's really nothing more than a degenerative condition of the brain. It's not a special illness. It's a generic illness. It's arthritis of the brain. It's the same kind of degeneration that occurs in the cartilage, except it's occurring in the brain. If you have Parkinson's disease, or you know somebody who has Parkinson's disease, please understand that it's easy to slow down its progression, and if you do things correctly, it's easy to halt its progression. You got to figure out why the brain is deteriorating, and probably it's deteriorating for the same reason any other system in the body degenerates or deteriorates: a lack of nutrition, a lack of oxygen, and accumulation of toxicity. That's all. Everything that goes wrong in the body has behind it this kind of inflammatory condition that's associated with lack of nutrition, lack of oxygen, and accumulation of toxicity, and sugar is included in that. If you really want to simplify health, and really we should be simplifying health, we shouldn't have to be going from doctor to doctor and dealing with insurance companies and doc in a box and corporate medical care, as Dr. Elena George was talking about last week on The Bright Side. If you don't want to deal with that kind of care, focus on digestive health, stabilize your blood sugar, make sure you're practicing your deep breathing and deep breathing techniques, blowing off carbon dioxide and inhaling oxygen, moving your body, improving your circulation. That means the lymph circulation and the blood circulation through movement, and resting. And that's it. Those are the 5 steps to health, you guys. And it's not complicated. Digestion, number 1. Blood sugar, number 2. Rest and relaxation, moving the body, number 3. Oxygenation, number 4. And lots of rest, lots of activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, number 5. And that covers everything. You don't need anything special when you have a diagnosis. The diagnosis doesn't even matter. It doesn't really matter where our breakdowns are occurring. It matters that they are occurring. Our breakdowns are generic. And I understand if you have an illness, you don't necessarily know that because you don't get to see most of us don't get to see a lot of patients. We don't get to see a lot of problems. We don't get to see a lot of health conditions. So we just assume that they're unique and that they're special. But they're not. And when you see health challenges over and over and over again, like I have over 30 years, you start to see patterns. The same patterns are everywhere, no matter whether the health condition is in your brain or it's in your bones or it's in your big toe, or it's in your digestive system, or wherever it is. It always will involve inflammation, and inflammation always involves digestion, blood sugar, oxygenation, as well as moving the body or lack of movement, and rest and relaxation. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Ron in Missouri. What's cooking, Ron? Welcome to the bright side.
Yeah, I was hoping you could help me figure out what to do about a swollen right arm and right shoulder.
How do you mean? It just spontaneously started swelling, or did you hurt yourself?
Well, I think it was from straining and carrying heavy stuff, like loading boards and heavy ladders and stuff. And if the arm is held up, elevated, the swelling goes away. But then it comes back if action continues, movement continues. And
is it a joint swelling? Is it a joint swelling, Ron, or is it in the muscle?
The muscles.
It's in the muscles. Okay. Are you on any medication?
No.
And do you have any other health challenges that you know of?
No.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 38, and I was a smoker, but as of this point, not now.
Okay, so here's the deal. There's two reasons why you're going to have inflammation. Number one, it could be trauma. Now, you say that didn't happen. You didn't hurt yourself, right? You didn't take a fall or twist it or anything weird like that. So I'm just going to assume that it's right. That's correct. Did I say that correctly?
Correct.
Okay, so then the muscle is swelling for probably has something. The muscle swelling probably has something to do with the circulation, the circulatory system. The muscles are perfused. They're saturated with blood. There's a lot of blood vessels there, and as the circulatory system starts to slow down, fluid can accumulate. Now, if you're moving your arms around a lot, that could be one of the areas where fluid will. It's possible that fluid can accumulate in an area where that's being worked out a lot. So it's not totally unusual, but the fact that you say you have no other health challenges and yet you have this swelling shows me there's a bit of a disconnect. And I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. It's very important to recognize nobody just has one health challenge. Assuming that it's not a traumatic or a mechanical injury, nobody just has one health issue. We'll talk about that when we come back. All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got lines open for you, 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. I'm talking to Ron in Missouri. Ron, you there?
Yes. I need to clarify something. There was a 5-day hospital stay where that they supposedly discovered a blood clot in the lung and went to blood center, but that doesn't seem to bring the swelling down. Just
no, that's not. You're missing the
arm brings it down only.
You're missing the point, my friend. Okay? Before I went to this is the major point, and it's a really, really major point when you're dealing with a health challenge. Nobody just has one. If it's a chronic disease. Now, if you fall and hurt yourself, I'm not talking about that. But in terms of a chronic long-term problem that doesn't seem to be associated with any one particular incidence, nobody has just one. And you got to find all of the dots and then connect them. You got to collect the dots and then connect the dots. Otherwise, you're stuck going from one specialist to another. Now, in the case of your shoulder issue, I was telling you about a circulatory problem, right? The blood, before we went to break, I said there's circulation in the muscle, and it sounds like the fluid isn't moving correctly. Well, lo and behold, you got a history of blood clots. Hello? What does that tell you? It tells you your blood circulation.
The blood clot's supposedly in the lung.
It doesn't matter. It means the blood is not moving as it should. Blood clots when it slows down. This is really important, you guys, not just for Ron. Blood clotting is a major, major health crisis in this country. And it doesn't have to be dramatic enough for you to have an embolism, or dramatic enough for you to have to be on a drug, or dramatic enough for you to have to be in an emergency setting. It could be just slow. It could be long-term. And what happens when the blood starts to slow up, the blood cells have a tendency to clump. And this is where blood clots come from. This is exacerbated by toxicity that gets into the blood through the digestive system. So it doesn't matter whether it's in your blood or in your lung or anywhere else. The fact is it's in the blood. You follow me, Ron?
Yeah.
So all disease has this one thing behind, all chronic long-term disease has this one thing behind it, dirty blood. And the dirty blood is a product of inflammation in the blood itself. And this comes from toxicity, which leads to a sluggishness of the blood, which causes more clotting and more toxicity. And you're off to the disease races. And Ron, you're only 38 years old. These are a lot of things that you're a kid, basically. You know what I'm saying? For you to have blood clots in the lung and swelling that's just appearing out of the middle of nowhere, this is a sign that your body's breaking down. And it's not an arm problem, and it's not a muscle problem, and it's not a lung problem. It's a systemic problem. It's in the entire system. I'm not beating you up here, Ron, because I'm going to give you some good news. Okay, I'm going to give you some good news. You can handle this yourself. You can handle it today. You can start to handle it today. First of all, we got to get that blood moving again. So if you can get on a mini trampoline, a rebounder, and jump on the rebounder 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night kind of thing, it doesn't take a lot. Or if you can get on a treadmill, move your body around briskly, not just to walk around the park, but briskly move your body around. Deep breathing will also help. We're trying to get the circulatory system moving again. So mini trampoline, moving your body around. Oxygenation. This will do two things for you. Just moving the muscles in your lungs will improve circulation, and oxygen itself will improve circulation. So in addition to moving your body around, you want to start to oxygenate your body. The next thing is you got to eliminate any toxicity that's getting into the blood. Now, the major source of toxicity is going to be digestive toxicity. That means do a food diary, look for problem foods, and then eliminate those foods. And remember, sugar counts as a toxin. So the more sugar that's getting into the blood through the digestive system, the more the blood is going to have a tendency to pool and clog up. So restricting, or ideally, in your case, Ron, because you're breaking down so rapidly, zero tolerance for sugars, for fast-burning sugars. Now, you need some carbohydrates. Stick to vegetable carbohydrates. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron. There's a few more things I want to tell you. Did you want to say something?
Fantastic.
Are you being sarcastic? I can't tell if you're kidding me or not. There's more stuff. There's lots more stuff here. Make sure you're relaxing the body as well. Relaxation techniques, in addition to breathing, hot water is a relaxing technique, yoga, meditation. Just sitting still is a great relaxation technique. Then there's the nutritional supplements, and there's amazing nutritional supplements for improving the circulatory system. But we've been talking about vitamin E. Didn't get a chance to talk about how important vitamin E is for the heart and for the blood, but it is. Red blood cells are coated with a membrane like any other cell, and when you have clotting blood, in many ways, it's a function of red blood cells that aren't healthy. So vitamin E will protect your red blood cells, 400 international units a day. We said yesterday how vitamin E is such an important blood thinner that doctors will tell you not to use vitamin E if you're going into surgery. They're afraid it will thin your blood too much. I find that ironic how, on the one hand, the medical model tells you that nutrition is silly and it doesn't work. And then on the other hand, they tell you better not take your vitamin E before surgery because it'll work so well. Any case, vitamin E is a wonderful blood thinner. So are the omega fats, especially omega-3. So getting on your ultimate EFAs in addition to 400 IU a day of vitamin E. And by the way, vitamin E is also great for muscle soreness, as we were saying. In addition to 400 international units a day of vitamin E, make sure you're using your ultimate EFAs. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night, 9 a day would be a great place for you. They're called your ultimate EFAs.
EFAs?
Yeah, EFA stands for essential fatty acid, and the product is called the ultimate EFAs. And I know I'm going fast. I apologize, Ron. But
what's an example of essential fatties?
Well, you get them. It's a supplement. You get them right off my. You can get them anywhere, really. But the ones I recommend, you can get off my website. But you can get them anywhere. You don't need to get them off my website. But the Ultimate EFAs are a quality product, and you can get that off of criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com or brightsideben.com. But I'm just telling you the supplements that you need, not necessarily where you get them. But everything I'm telling you about, you can get through the Longevity line. There's so many more things to do. I mean, it's almost endless the ways that you can improve your circulatory system. I was about to say, not just B12, but the entire B complex is very, very important for red blood cells, and vitamin B12 is important as well. You may want to consider vitamin B12 shots, intramuscular shots. And by the way, for anybody dealing with Parkinson's disease or brain diseases, B12 is amazing, amazing stuff. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ron. What did you say?
B12 sublingual?
You could do the sublingual. The intramuscular is a little bit better, but yes, you can do the sublingual. One of the neat things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is you get lots of B vitamins in there. And then a couple other things, last but not least kinds of things. Pregnenolone, Pregnenolone. That might help you 100 milligrams a day. Also, you might want to try a little progesterone cream, thinking that estrogen is a blood clotting substance, and progesterone and pregnenolone can balance that out. Now, this is by no means comprehensive. There's zillions of other things that you could do, but this is a great place for you to start. Understand that your body is a system, and when it breaks down in one place, it's breaking down in other places as well, and the only way to figure out what's going on is to kind of collect symptomology and put a picture together. And so your arm problem is not necessarily an arm problem, especially considering that you have a history of blood clotting. Hope that helps, Ron. Anything else you want to ask?
Cleaning the blood. That's what's
cleaning the blood. You got it. Cut to the chase there. Thank you, Ron. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Cleaning the blood, improving its movement. Now, I didn't even tell you this, but one of the things that happens as the blood circulates through the body is it generates an electrical charge. This is so cool.
Good.
This is one of the ways the body powers itself, is by the movement of fluids generating an electrical charge. But as the blood starts to clog up, which is what's happening to you, that electrical energy, you don't generate as much electrical energy. It's called a zeta potential, by the way, if you're a scientist. Z-E-T-A, zeta potential.
It's like a good blood cleaner.
Everything I told you is going to clean the blood. I wouldn't take any. You don't need anything to clean the blood. Just the vitamin E, the essential fatty acids, the Healthy Start Pack, eliminating the sugar, stabilizing the digestive system, moving the body around, getting on a rebounder. Also, an inversion device can help too, where you hang upside down, and then last but most certainly not least, all the relaxation techniques that we talk about in the program. All right.
And pregnenolone. Did you say?
Pregnenolone, progesterone. You're going to have to listen to the archives because I gave you a ton of information. So you're going to have to listen to the archives to get everything that we talked about. All right, God bless you, my friend. Good luck with everything. And you sound really young. That's good news and bad news. The fact that you're so young is bad news because you're too young, but for all the stuff to be happening in your body. But it's good news because your youth is on your side in terms of recovery. All right, I got to go, buddy. Thank you so much, Ron, for your call. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. I wanted to tell you about this study about Alzheimer's disease and the immune system. Study adds to emerging theme about the immune system's involvement in Alzheimer's disease. No kidding. It's all immunity and inflammation. That's the point. No matter what your health challenge is, you'll find the same things behind it, and that means you'll find the same treatments can help you no matter what you're dealing with. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, friends. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about vitamin E. We'll talk about estrogen. We'll talk about vitamin E's cousin that is so important for heart health and skin health and brain health for that matter, as we continue talking about fats and the skin on the bright side. Thanks for listening, friends. Have a wonderful, awesome, beautiful, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.